All right. How's it going, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. The first Wednesday of 2019. So it'll be probably till March till I'm used to putting that 9 instead of an 8, but we'll get over it eventually. How's everyone doing? We have a good live stream set up today. I'm excited. We can just hang out, talk, have some fun. We're going to talk some floating plants. And then, of course, we have this week's featured background shout out by Johann's Aquarium or Johann's Aquatics. Um, so we'll go into his channel here briefly and talk about his tank and all the specs and give him a little bit of a shout out and recognize his beautiful planted cichlid aquarium. So um, he did an awesome job on it. So hello, Sean Smith. How's it going? Get this to where I can see it here. Crystal Shack Aquatics. Hey, hey, how's it going? Petsotics. Hello. Thanks for joining. Sean Smith. How you doing, Raccoon? I am doing well, Sean. I hope you're doing well too. Johann's Aquatics. Hello. Crystal Shack Aquatics says uh, she's it's lunchtime for her, so you are in New Zealand. Is that correct, Crystal Shack? Um, HC Aquatics. That's my guess, Johan. So I think she's in New Zealand. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Yep, New Zealand by says Crystal Shack. So thanks everyone for joining. Um, we're gonna sit here and hang out for a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little few people to roll in here, and then we'll go into the background and talk about the background, and then we will talk floating aquarium plants. Um, so I did go over the holiday break. I had a few days off work and was able to go about an hour and a half east of where I live to a place called Ohio Fish Rescue in Strongsville, Ohio. So it was a really awesome experience. They do a really good thing for a good cause, you know. So you have pet stores that like to sell huge fish, such as pacu, red tail catfish, things that unsuspecting new beginners or people new to the hobby they don't understand or know how big they are, and they buy them with a 10-gallon tank, and then these fish are doomed. So these Ohio Fish Rescue, Big Rich, um, rescues them, gives them a home until you can find a permanent home for them. So he donates them to people who have big enough tanks, people such as zoos and other organizations. And if he takes in a named pet, he actually keeps it so that person can come visit anytime. So it's really cool. And Big Rich was nice enough to take me on a tour around where they're at. And they actually have a 58,000-gallon pool um, that they're converting. The pond guy is helping them convert into a pond, fish pond where you can swim. And he actually is nice enough. I'm going to be able to go when that's completed and go snorkeling with the giant fish. So that's pretty awesome. So that was my latest video. If you haven't seen it, feel free to check it out. But I had a great time. Me and my brother went. So an awesome time. HC Aqua says, I know that tank in the background. And everyone says, yes. So Crystal Shack says, yes, that's correct. New Zealand. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome background by Johan. I actually stumbled across his channel. He's been joining our streams lately, and I was watching some of his videos, and you don't see many heavily planted tanks like that with African cichlids. So he has like nine. We'll get into this in a little bit, but nine different species of Anubias. So definitely a bulletproof plant that can handle being with rough African cichlids. So awesome tank, awesome job by Johan. Johan, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. Hopefully I'm doing well there. So our floating plants today. So I could consider floating plants to be kind of the cheat code of the aquarium hobby to achieve kind of a balanced aquarium, right? So balance between lighting, and nutrients to prevent and outcompete algae, right? So I had water lettuce and red root floaters in one of my other tanks, and I used it to both shade from the light in certain areas, as well as soak up excess nutrients, and it really worked out. And I think it's kind of a cheat. Johan says, yes, Johan. Thank you. Um, I'm glad I'm kind of saying that right. So, yeah, it's cool that he's converting the pool to, yeah, 58,000 gallons. So, and the deep end right now currently is 12 foot deep. and when they're done with it, it's only going to be 10 foot because that final 2 feet at the bottom is going to be purely filtration. So he said a bunch of people could, go to the bathroom in the tank or in the pool, and the fish wouldn't even know it because that's how powerful the filtration is going to be. So, um, pretty cool. All right. So we can go ahead and get into the background here. Let me get me out of the way there. So this is a 125-gallon aquarium. Nicely done. Beautiful, heavily planted African cichlid tank. So he has pool filter sand as his substrate. He's actually using 3 canister filters filled with ceramic rings and pinky floss. So awesome filtration there. Water's crystal clear. Looks like the fish are floating in the air. So can't even tell there's water in there. He uses liquid fertilizer for the plants, like I said, 9 different species of Anubias. He has gold coin, Berteri, Nana gold, mini, congensis, gracilis, coffeefolia, and minima. So he also has cryptocorin lucens, Microsorum trident, Crinum calostranum, which I love that plant, Echinodorus Atlansberg. Um, so he did a great job, plenty of plants in here, and he did a really good job with the bulletproof plants to take the beating, as well as the heavy root set plants that won't get dug up by the African cichlids. So awesome job by Johan, looking awesome. Let me get to where I can see this here. I just really love the look in this. He has nice different textures of leaves that really give it a different look all over the place. His aquascape's awesome with the rocks and all the plants. The pool filler sand looks awesome. The black background really accentuates the colors of the cichlids. Awesome job by Johan. So go check his YouTube channel out. If you look up behind the word background, you can see how his name for his channel is displayed. That's what his channel name is. So if you go check him out, go show some support. Check out what he's got so far. He's fairly new to making videos, so make sure you go show him some support. Um, awesome job. What's everyone think here? Have you ever seen such a heavily planted tank with African cichlids? It's not that common usually. Let's check out the chat here. Friday Fishbacks, hello. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you for stopping in. Hey, Mob Guppy. Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. Turbo Fish, how's it going? I appreciate you coming in. Eric, I appreciate you joining. Don Gallagher, how's it going? Lisa's Fishbowl Life. Hey guys, new to your channel. Can't wait to keep up on your videos. I appreciate you stopping in. I'll have to check out a new supporter there for you, Lisa. I'll have to check out some of your videos. Um, welcome, welcome to the FishTube Fish Fam. Mindy looks great. I appreciate you stopping in, Mindy, and thank you. I really agree that Johan did an awesome job. His tank looks awesome. Super clear water. Awesome tank. So, all right. So we'll get straight into uh, Messenger 22. Very nice tank. Yeah, Johan's Aquatics. So if you are new to Johan's Aquatics channel, go check him out. It's displayed just like it is at the top right corner of the screen. Um, he's a brand new channel. Go make sure you go check him out. Show him some support. Awesome planted cichlid tank. And if you would like to share, I actually pursued him because I really like this tank. So I actually messaged him and asked him if he could email me some clips of his tank. So awesome job. But if you're interested in showing off your favorite tank, um, shoot me a 1 minute clip or so of a couple still shots, kind of like Johan did here, some still shots of your tank to Raccoon Creek Aquatics at gmail.com. And if you would share any useful information that you'd like to share with the group, how big the tank is, what kind of substrate you're using, what kind of lighting, what kind of filtration, what you're fertilizing your plants, what kind of plants you have if you have plants, what kind of fish stock you have, and what you feed your fish. So, Johan, by the way, what do you feed your fish? What do you feed your African cichlids here? So, also, I do have an announcement for, let me get myself back up in front here. Let's see, window capture, there we go. So I do have some Raccoon Creek Aquatics stickers. So if you would like one, let's see if I can get these out here. So Raccoon Creek Aquatics, see if I can get focus stickers. So if you would like one, email me at Raccoon Creek Aquatics and I'll try to hook you up. So I have quite a few here in a bag. So if you're interested in a Raccoon Creek Aquatics sticker, shoot me an email at Raccoon Creek Aquatics and I'll get back to you. I also have this one. So I ever at the Ohio Fish Rescue, we were given three stickers. I'm keeping one for myself. My brother Eric, who went with me, kept one. So I have one extra. So I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do some kind of raffle or something. So let me know what you think we should do there. But it'd be cool. Really cool sticker. Really great place for a great cause. Really awesome. Super impressive. The video doesn't do it justice, guys. Like it's awesome. Huge tanks, huge fish. 58,000 gallon pool converted to a fish pond. 17,000 total gallons. Super impressive. Let's see. HC Aquatics says, "Hey Mindy, G Bear, awesome cichlid tank. Hey, how's it going, man? I appreciate you joining. Yeah, it is an awesome tank." Lisa's Fishbowl says, "Much love." Turbofish says, "What up, Mob?" Don Gallagher says, "Hello, Mob Guppy." Johan says, "Thank you. I'm getting a bit shy of your comments." No, you did an awesome job. Agreed. Be proud of your hard work. Yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't want to show it on this channel if I didn't think it was awesome. So you did an awesome job. I only have fake plants for my cichlid tank. That's actually pretty common, Lisa, because I mean cichlids are pretty rough. But if you're interested in trying some live plants with them, try a Nubius or Java fern, something that's super tough, low in lighting demands, something you can probably mount to wood or rocks or anything like that. Um, Definitely a good choice. Uh, Johan says Northfin cichlid pellets and veggie, sometimes vibrobites and frozen foods and fresh veggies. So they get a nice variety of food. So well taken care of. That's surely why they're so beautiful and vibrant and seem so happy. Lisa's Fishbowl says, "I just emailed you for a sticker. If you want one of my stickers, you can have one too." Sweet. That'd be awesome. I'm collecting. I'm going to make a little collage of our little fish tube community. So I'm definitely interested in that. So I'll be getting back to you. Crystal Shack says, "Hey, Lisa's Fish Bowl Life. Don Gallagher, how long has that tank been set up and running?" That's a good question, Johan. By the way, he's in the Netherlands. What time is it over in the Netherlands? It's got to be pretty late over there. It's what, 7:14 here, my time. Lisa's Fishbowl. I'm scared to start live plants. I only have Java moss for my pea puffer tank and some moss balls in my 55 gallon. So if you're going to start on new plants, definitely a Java fern and a Nubius are definitely the way to go. Low demanding, slow, uh, slow growing plants, tough, can handle beating from tough fish. So definitely my two plants to recommend for someone getting started out that's not super experienced in keeping live plants. Johan says, "Tank has been running up and running for 8 months." Fish World Cichlids, how's it going, man? I appreciate you stopping in. Just passing through to say hi. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, buddy. I appreciate you stopping in. Thanks for showing the love. Johan says 1:14 a.m. Crypt are easy too. Yeah. Definitely. Crypts are great beginner plan as well. Um, so yeah, I definitely recommend that. Heavy root feeder as well. So crypts are definitely a good way to go. I agree. Crystal Shack. We probably get into a pretty long uh, list of plants that would be great for her to try. Crypt is definitely one of them. Many of the crypt species, I should say. So we'll get into the poll from last week, in which I asked, "What is your favorite floating plant?" If your option is other, let me know what your favorite is with the comments. So your options were dwarf water lettuce, Philanthus fluitans, or red root floaters, duckweed, salvinia, or other. So 22% went with water lettuce, 11% went with the red root floaters, 22% went with duckweed, and out of the other options there, the biggest one was salvinia with 30%. So we also had some others, votes for some others. Um, Colin said that Indian lace fern, which is basically water sprite, I believe, and that's a great plant, um, both as a stem plant planted and also as just a floating plant. So that's also a great option. That's another cheat code plant, right? Because you can let it grow at the top, provide some shade, provide some place for fry to hide, baby fish to hide, as well as fast growing, so it can eat up some of those nutrients. NY Gold says duckweed. Um, he chooses duckweed because he likes to feed it to his goldies. Crystal Shack Aquatics said duckweed. It's basically unkillable, and that's definitely true. That's part of the problem too, though, in a way, because it's hard to get rid of if you decide you don't want it anymore. That's my kind of stance on it, but definitely good if you like to soak up the nutrients as well as feed your fish, some of the fish that like to eat it. Uh, yeah, it's me says frog bit because frog bit doesn't grow too fast and can be put under control easily. So that's definitely good. If you want to get rid of it, you can get rid of it. And then Angelo's fish tank says Salvinia, really fast growing, large root structure, easy to control. And the bonus is that Mbuna and goldfish love to get it, love to eat it. So it's free food. So definitely awesome options there. Um, I would say my favorite, because of the colors and because they're easy to get the flower. So my favorite is the red root floaters, just because of the appearance. Um, so what does everyone here in the chat think? That maybe didn't put in a vote or didn't say what they wanted. Let's see. Let me see if I can get up here and find where we left off. Yes, some crypts are, says Johan. You have to look for the ones that are hardy. That's definitely true. Some species of crypts are super easy. It just depends on the species. Um, Don Gallagher, wow, up to 8 months, great accomplishment. Not too many can do it. So, awesome job running for that long and looking that good. Mob Guppy says I can only grow duckweed and algae. um, it can be challenging to get a balance between nutrients and light to control the algae. But if you get enough good balance of fast growing plants with your slower growing plants, that can definitely help you achieve your balance in a good healthy tank. Um, HC Aquatics says red root floaters here, so he agrees with me. Red root floaters. I just love the color. When I was growing them in my 37 gallon, I just had flowers all over the place. Super awesome little plant, I think. The only thing is they don't like too heavy of a current, or else they'll get pushed underwater and they'll start to rot. And also, if they grow, you let them grow too big, they'll start to overlap and start to take over that way too and die. But Learning to Fish Keep, what's up, fam? How's it going? I appreciate you joining Learning to Fish Keep. Crystal Shack Aquatics, I'm quite partial to Zoya as well. I am not familiar with the Zoya. So I have to look that up. Uh, Eric says red root floaters are cool from above, but they just get too messy underneath. Giant duckweed and salvinia are his favorites. So definitely everyone has their own different favorites. Uh, their own favorites based on what their needs are, right? So if you're looking for something that's going to grow super fast, you're probably going to want something like duckweed. If you want something that's easy to control, you're going to want something more like a water lettuce or a salvinia or something like that. If you want something to feed your fry, you're probably going to want something like a water sprite, or to hide your fry. I'm going to say, should say, you're going to want something more like a water sprite or something. Lisa's Fishbowl Life, Raccoon Creek Aquatics. What's your favorite tank that you own? Right now, I go in spurts. So It was my bonsai tree tank, so that's currently being redone and relocated. So that's a work in progress. It was that. Basically, it's driftwood that I took that looks like a tree, and a lot of times you see people make trees with moss and stuff. I used a Nubius nana petite for the leaves of the tree, and it had Monte Carlo carpet, so it was a complete no CO2, no anything, just a Monte Carlo carpet and a Nubius nana petite. So that was my favorite. Super simple, just a 5 gallon little tank. But now lately, my 125 is my favorite. I'm putting rainbows in it. Got all kinds of plant. I love the driftwood. I've always wanted a tank this big 'cause it's big. It's 6 foot long, but it's not monstrous, right? So I have a lot of big plans for that. I also just I don't know if I can pick one because I like my native tank too. So with the darters and shiners because they're super cool and they live around where I live. So it's really cool to get look at different species that don't live on a different continent. So it's really um, uh, short answer. That's my long answer. Short answer, probably my 125, even though it isn't done yet. Don Gallagher says Java Moss is great for fry. It is actually, but my thing is, my current 137, which used to be my high tech tank, and I had a little bit of Java Moss in there. And when I went and cleaned it out and reset it up, I thought I had all the either it was dead or I had it all out, and it just took right back off when I refilled it with my native tank. So I'm just letting it go. It's growing on my driftwood right now, so it kind of looks sweet, but it's not a native plant to Ohio. So Lisa's fishbowl life. Oh my God, that's huge. I want a 125 so bad. Yeah, that's like my dream size because, like I said, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space, but it's 6 foot long by 18 inches wide by 18 inches tall. So it gets you a good amount of size to get a good number of fish, decent sized fish, and some cool decorations such as my spider wood and things like that, and some rocks. So um, I'm really happy with those dimensions. My favorite tank dimension so far. The biggest tank I have is 255 gallons. Have you bred guppies before? So I have kept guppies before when I was like earlier in the hobby, I guess if you can call it that, when I was a little kid. So yes, I've had guppies and they've had babies, but I've never intentionally bred them before. Um, Not yet, anyway. It's seems interesting to me, so I haven't bred guppies yet. Is that a current project you're looking into right now, Lisa? Johan said, "Mine is up for sale after this weekend, Lisa. Saturday, I'm picking up a 220." So you're upgrading, Johan. So if you don't mind going to the Netherlands, you can buy Johan's old 125. So you're tearing down after this weekend the current tank we're looking at, Johan. My phone is dying. Have a good night, all. Have a good night, Don. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out for a while. Appreciate you hanging out and stopping in. Have a great rest of your week. Happy New Year. So, I mean, when you think about water or think about floaters, a basic thing in the plant or basic aquarium floating plant would be your dwarf water lettuce. So I really liked it when I had it. It gives you a nice big cool looking root structure that gets kind of big. Again, fry can hide in it. Um, and it propagates by just sending off little runners and creating a new little plant attached to those runners. So um, all you have to do to propagate is rip it off and start the new plant. And if you get a yellow leaf, rip that off and it encourages new growth. Super fast growing, sucks up those nitrates, excess nitrates, and helps it outcompete algae. Super awesome plant. Um, I really like it. Just the only thing is, it can overpopulate quickly and it can create a big shadow. And if that's not what you're looking to do, um, you might have to keep up on that. As far as the red root floaters, those are a little more of a petite, I'll say, like a more delicate floater. Uh, Basically, it's got red roots, which is what hence the name. And I think it looks cool from the bottom or from the side because you can see kind of the red glow of those red roots, and it's got a nice green leaf at the top, and it's super easy to get them to produce those flowers, which are super nice and cool looking. So the only thing, like I said, they propagate kind of similar to a water lettuce plant. They kind of just form more leaves and run runners that way. But it's easy for them to get pushed under either by other plants surrounding them or by too strong of a current. So they need more of a calm water surface for those. So, um, check and see the chat here, see if we have anything new. See, cool at Eric Burkholz. What did Eric say? I don't see it. AZ, only plant I can grow is floaters. Um, have you tried AZ? Have you tried Anubias or Java Fern? I've heard people keeping like a Java Fern without a heater in a basement with no light, and it's still surviving. So, Java Fern is a good way to go. I had a Java Fern that survived for years with an Oscar in an Oscar tank. So, and Anubias is a bulletproof plant as well. I really like the red root floaters in your old 37. Yeah, definitely my favorite floater, Mindy. First Fish Tropic, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. Happy Wednesday. Happy New Year. Hope the holidays treated you well. Lisa's Fishbowl Life. Like breeder box wise, if I should add plants, what to feed the fry. Fancy seeing you here. Johan's Aquatics. Yes, we're going to do the exercise again. The new tank, this is going to be with the sump. I always wanted fish can grow old. First idea was to select the best ones, but I'm too attached. So you're too attached. You can't reduce your number of fish, Johan. The Freeze Aquariums. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping in. Happy New Year. Hope your week's going well. We're already out to Hump Day. If you're anything like me, today was your first day at work since before Christmas, so I had an awesome week off. Let's see. What about Java Moss for your native tank? Java Moss in your native tank. I can't believe you don't recommend that over Nudivius or Java Fern. Um, yeah, it's like impossible to get rid of. For me at least, I had a hard time getting rid of it when I didn't want it, so now I just gave it up, and I still so it's the same problem people normally have with duckweed, not being able to get rid of duckweed. Um, Fish keeping Jamaica, how's it going? I appreciate you stopping in, Riley. Hope your week's going well. Hope you had a good holiday. DPK Fish Aquariums, how's it going? I appreciate you stopping in. All right, so other floating plants that you should look at or that a lot of people prefer is duckweed. Great thing about duckweed is it's super fast growing, great nitrate sucker. You can feed it to fish such as your goldfish, so it makes them some good food depending on what you're keeping. My biggest gripe with duckweed is it can be hard to get rid of. Some people call it the herpes of the aquarium hobby because it's hard to get rid of once you have it, right? So you think you eliminate it, and then lo and behold, a few days later, some more pops up, right? So um, I try to stay away from it because of that. Um, now Salvinia, that's I believe Eric said that's one of his favorites. Um, Another cool tank. I believe he still has it in his 20-gallon, his high tech 20-gallon. Looks really nice. Really great plant. The Indian fern or the water sprite. So like Lisa, if you're trying to breed some guppies, uh, would be a great plant to hide your guppy fry, so they don't get eaten and have a place to confide in. Super fast growing, nice bright green color, cool texture, and then of course you have the frog bit as well. So Job 93 dropping in to show love on the way to PetSmart to get some stuff. I appreciate you stopping in, Rob. Hope you pick up something sweet. Um, be careful, man. I appreciate you showing the love. I love what you do in your live stream. Great channel, Rab93 Aquatics. Go check them out if you're not familiar. I'm sure most of us here are that I can see. But if you haven't checked them out, make sure you check them out. He's got 21 tanks. Is that correct, Rob? 21 tanks. He's got a sweet Oscar. He's got a sweet saltwater tank that makes me tempted to start back up in the saltwater. So we'll see if I do that or not. But um, yeah, make sure if you see another channel that you're not familiar with, like I just met Lisa's Fishbowl Life today in Rob's live stream. So if you're not familiar, show some support. Go check them out. See what they're all about. We're all trying to meet some goals, and there's no reason why all of us can't meet them. So awesome job, or awesome channels here. Bye everybody. DPK Fish Aquariums Water Sprite does very well with floating plants and great food for largemouth, large South American and African cichlids. Yeah, definitely, and it grows fast, so you can let it. I mean, who cares if they munch on it and nibble on it, right? Um, Lisa's Fishbowl Life says Rob is the best. Rob is awesome. He does a great job of showing love for other channels and supporting other channels. Lisa's Fishbowl Life. She just got up to 100 subs, so that's awesome. Let's help her get up above that even more and pursue even more goals. So awesome job, awesome community we have here. It's unbelievable. Me and Mindy, my wife, even talked about it. How great of a community this is and how supportive it is. Um, and you would never think, right? So awesome community. I'm so proud to be a part of it. And everybody's super awesome. Fish keeping Jamaica says duckweed. Some persons say it's the plants are annoying, but you love it. Yeah, some people say it's annoying because they say it's hard to get rid of or it grows too fast. Once you have it, you don't get rid of it, kind of like some diseases. But um, yeah, some people, those who don't hate it, love it for sure. I'm just afraid I don't want to get it and not be able to get rid of it. So that's why I don't start it. Fish Keeping Jamaica, have you been monetized yet? About 3 weeks ago, I met the requirements for watch time. So yes, I am as of 3 weeks ago. Um, so hit a milestone, yet another milestone in the growth and the road for growth, right? Lisa's Fishbowl Life says, "Love this community. It's amazing. I had no idea. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Super awesome. Doesn't matter if someone's starting off with 20 subscribers or someone who's been in it for a little while and has over 1,000 or someone who has 50,000. It doesn't matter how big they are. Um, they, I mean, someone like Corey from Aquarium Co-op, he has like 250,000 subscribers and he's still helping out everyone like us. Um, so super awesome, super awesome community. Lisa's Fishbowl. Mindy says hearts. Agreeing about it. JW Aquariums, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. Happy New Year. Um, I like your new betta. I have to kind of check in and see how your betta tank turns out. Lisa's Fishbowl Life says my boyfriend told me not to make a channel because he didn't know how I would do, and it's been the best choice you've made. Yeah, it's seriously, it's I spend a lot of time doing it, but it's something I love doing. It's a hobby. It's just like making the doing the fish tanks that we love. It's fun making videos about it. Another great floating plant is Elodea densa. Really eat up nitrates. Most of the fish will eat it, and especially goldfish. So goldfish eat a lot of floating plants. Let's see, Elodea. Familiar. I don't remember Elodea densa, but I don't remember what that looks like. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the stem plant that's kind of like a water sprite type deal, um, where you can plant it like a traditional plant in a substrate, or you can let it float and let it cover up the surface and either provide shade or a place for your fry to hide. Um, Really, as far as that goes, you can probably coontail is another plant that you can float like that. That's more of a stem plant, but grows just fine floating in the water column. Makes a great place for your fish fry to hide. Awesome suggestion there. G Bear, kind of cool how many fish we were keeping longer with honest answers to problems. Yeah, and people, uh, kind of like how Jamaican fish keeping kind of said, well, I learned something, right? And it's okay to say, well, it doesn't matter how many years you're in a hobby, how many experienced you are, things happen, and as long as you learn from it, right? It's just like I learn all the time. Like, trying trying to think of. Oh, I lost my betta, for example, a few months ago, and it's kind of hard. It kind of sucks to think about, but I thought it was constipated. It was bloated, so I misdiagnosed it, and I thought it was constipated. So I fasted it for a couple days, and it it continued to get bigger over those 2 days, right? So when I finally started medicating, it was too late, and I wasn't able to save it. So by the time I finally started medicating and finally diagnosed it for an internal parasite, it was already progressed too far. So definitely a learning um, experience for me. But everyone's super supportive, super knowledgeable, and G Bear is so right about how supportive everyone is. JW Aquariums says he's only 12 away from 800 subs. So you're only 12 away. If you are in this chat and you're not familiar with JW Aquariums, go check them out. Let's see if we can get him up and past up above 800 subs. So if you're new to his channel, go check him out um, and see if we can't help him out. And by the way, JW, if you have a particular tank that's your favorite that you'd like to share, go ahead and share it with me to raccoonCreekAquatics@gmail.com. Kind of a still shot, kind of like Johan did behind me. Um, and I will use it as my background to give your channel a shout out. And you can provide information such as how big your tank is, what plants you have in it, what kind of fish you have in it, what you feed your fish, what kind of lighting you have, things like that. Anything that you want to share about your favorite tank, and I'll use it and feature it as my background. So um, just if you're interested in getting that shout out, just that same thing to anybody. If you're interested, Mindy just subscribed to JW. Thank you, Mindy. So let's get him. Let's see if we can get him to 800. If there's people in this chat that are new to him, um, and see if we can show him some love. For sure, JW. That's awesome. Keep it going, man. Yeah, just keep it going, man. Keep on chugging. Keep on the grind. Um, hopefully we can get you up to that above that 800. Um, Rob says, awesome, Lisa. HC Aqua says, cool, Lisa. Can't wait to see it. So, um, JW Aquariums, I need a saltwater tank, but nervous because I never had anything other than freshwater. And I definitely will do that. So he's gonna keep it up. Awesome job. Saltwater. As far as saltwater, I did saltwater in the past for a little bit. Maybe exaggerating a little bit when I caught a reef. I had like 3 polyps of corals. So it was a weak reef aquarium. It was 55 gallon. I had a coral beauty fish, um, a clownfish, a bunch of shrimp, bunch of hermit crabs, and things like that. I really enjoyed it. Great learning experience. I'd say if you can do a master freshwater, you can do saltwater. It's the same principle. It's just less forgiving, and there's a few more water parameters you got to worry about, right? Like your salt salinity level. You can't let the evaporation go too far because you lose your water, but the salt stays in there. So the salt concentration increases if you let the evaporation go too far. So just a little bit extra to think about, but start the bigger the better, they say. Maybe start if you can, a 55-gallon saltwater tank that's big enough to give you some margin for error, and then some hardy fish such as a clownfish or something. And start easy, right? You don't have to go for the giant reef with tangs and stuff. Just go super simple. Lisa's Fishbowl, me too. I just made my 20-gallon saltwater, and I'm upgraded to a 55-gallon saltwater. It's been cycling for a few weeks, and I'm gonna switch it over to in 2 more weeks. That's awesome, Lisa. I'll have to check that out. Check out your channel and check out your saltwater tank. Um, the more I hear people talk about it, I know Rob93 started his saltwater. Watching Fish Nerd vlogs, he has some saltwater tanks. Um, and it makes me feel the itch to get back into saltwater. Who knows if I will or not? Maybe we'll see. Johan's Aquatics says JW plus 1 sub, awesome. We'll get you closer to 800 there, JW. No, I don't have a Facebook, but definitely need one. Thanks everyone. I'll return the favor. That's what it's all about, man. Show the support. Help everyone get the goals they want and achieve their goals. So nothing wrong with helping each other succeed along the way. Oh, okay. I'll add your link to the fish to the group on YouTube tonight, and you'll hit your number. Yeah, definitely. That's awesome, Rob. Yeah, he's talking about the Team Green Alliance. So if you're not familiar, Team Green Alliance is built to help fish tubers like us grow our channel. So if you're interested, great support group. Everyone's awesome. Even Corey from Aquarium Co-op's been awesome in participating in this group and offering his advice and help. So it's been a lot of value added. Rack from River Life and Rob from DeFreeze Aquariums. Um, Started this group, and it's awesome. So if you're not familiar, make sure you go check it out, um, and we'll help achieve our goals all together. Mindy says she misses Joe juicing. So she's talking about when you have the little pest anemones that you get like as hitchhikers. So in freshwater, you get like your snails and your hookworm or your flatworms and things like that in your plants. Well, in your corals and stuff, you can get little hitchhikers such as your little brittle stars or your little anemones all over the place. So we got this medicine called Joe's juice where you squirt it and it takes care of the and kills the starfish, the pest starfish. So Mindy misses that. So it was pretty fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. A lot of fun with it, believe it or not. So um, J Dub says, "Sweet, thanks. Yeah, it would be cool. A nano saltwater tank, just like you can do so much nano freshwater fish and shrimp. Yeah, definitely. Nano saltwater tanks are cool. They just say it's a little bit harder because you have less of a margin of error for salinity levels increasing with evaporation and things like that. So that's definitely true, though. And I've seen where people have 5 gallon, even saltwater jar aquariums, which I'm kind of thought about trying, putting in like a snail and some live rock and some corals and see what I can do there. The Freeze Aquariums says JW, you are added to the Team Green Alliance. Awesome. HC Aqua says, I'm picking up a bubble tip and an enemy this weekend. That's awesome. So I did a little bit of research, not a lot of research, but a little bit of research on anemones. From what I took, if you're not experienced in saltwater, it's probably not the now so we're shifting to saltwater, but uh, probably not best for beginners because if they're happy, my understanding is now correct me if I'm wrong here, HC, but my understanding is if they're happy, they'll stay in one place and you don't have to worry about them bothering anything or stinging anything. But if they're unhappy, they can actually move to somewhere where they would rather be to try to be healthier, right? And as they move, they can sting your corals or anything else you have in the tank. So is that right? Am I on base there, HC? It's been a while since I've been in. Been probably 2 or 3 years, Mindy, since I've been in the saltwater. DPK aquariums. Now, if you like floating plants with flowers, oh man, DPK, you're like the floating plant uh, guru here. Dwarf water lily, they stay pretty good size. Dwarf water lily is really awesome. Definitely underrated plant in my opinion. Bulb plant. You can either trim it and keep it as a bush in the aquarium, or you can let it grow to the surface and be kind of a surface plant, like DPK saying, and they can even get flowers. So definitely an uh, underrated plant. Johan's Aquatics says great tips and tricks on Team Green Alliance. Yeah, definitely. Corey's post, I think it was last night or the night before, really stuck with me. So took um, a lot of different information from that. So it's going to help me going forward. Yeah, DeFreeze Aquarium. So it's Rob, formerly from Racing's National Aquarium. So he changed his name to meet his goals for the new year. So DeFreeze Aquarium. So you're probably familiar with them. Just a little name change a couple of days ago. Lisa's Fishbowl Life. What's the name again? Team Green Alliance. Johan's Aquatic says 220. I'm going to add some bulbitis. He got that from a tip from a Corey from Aquarium Co-op. So cool. HC Aqua says yes, they can move. So yeah, with those anemones, my understanding is if they're happy, they won't move so much. But if they're not, then they tend to move a little bit more. So that's why I always wanted a frog spawn coral. So they look like an enemy, right? And they have the tentacles like an anemone, and clownfish can even host in them, but they don't move. So, but they have the sweeping tentacles, but they don't move. So I thought if I got back into saltwater, I might do a hammer coral or a frog spawn coral instead of a anemone. So what do you think about that, HC? I know we're freshwater here talking about floaters, but I can't get saltwater out of my head here. JW Aquarium says, eventually, I hope I can get a canopy aquarium with archer fish and watch them shoot bugs. Be a great show tank. Yeah, archer fish are super sweet. I know Corey from Aquarium Co-op has archer fish in his 800 gallon. Super awesome fish. TPK Aquariums. It was really fun, Rob. Truly enjoyed it. You have to be a mod to do that. So let me see. I forget how to add mods here. I don't know. I'll figure it out one of these days. Let's see the three dots here. The channel. Let's see. Add moderator. Got a moderator there. Rob. Add moderator. So we got a couple moderators there. There we go. So if you didn't get added as a moderator, don't take it personal. I don't think everybody needs to be a moderator, but it helps to be have a couple moderators if they would like to be. So let's see if I did it right here. So, hmm. HC Aqua says, yeah, frog spawn would be great. I want that as well. Yeah, I think they're super cool. And they kind of act like a almost as if it's an enemy. So I thought about doing that. If I get back in the saltwater, I want a frog spawn coral with clownfish. TPK aquariums. Lisa, post it on your channel. Lisa, are you trying to post something here? Let me see if I can help you out here. There you go. Thanks, HC. Post in the group, the Facebook group, Team Green Alliance. So if you haven't joined and you'd like to, make sure you join. Um, awesome group, very supportive. Um, Johan says, a few mods are enough. I agree. A few mods are enough. Especially now that I learned how to do it. But yeah, don't need to add everyone to be a mod. G Bear, salt prices are going up real high over the next year. My friend is an importer and he said it's going to be bad. So it's going to go up even higher, G Bear. I wonder why that is. Johan says you beat me to it, HC. Hey, Fish Rich, how's it going? Check out Lisa's last vid. Yeah, I plan on it. I'll be checking out Lisa's last video after this. J-Dub, there's so many amazing coral, it would be hard to choose one. That's why you don't choose just one. You get a big enough tank and uh, like back when I was in saltwater, we'd go to that fish store probably 50 minutes away, and I'd just look and see, oh, that's cool. What's that? And I'd kind of Google and learn about it real quick. Obviously, ideally, you have more than 10 minutes research on a cell phone, but um, I'm guilty of doing that because I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Can I keep that with my lighting and flow and things like that, and salinity level and stuff. So awesome choices. There's so many choices then, and some of the names of them are kind of hard to pronounce too. Um, so J Dub, are you looking to keep softies? Then I'm assuming LPS. Um, or are you just kind of getting in the early stages of planning the saltwater tank? Oh, G Bear says there's a lot of new laws in other countries, so probably trying to protect over harvesting of environment and stuff like that. Though, so that's a good thing. Um, I'm really a kind of a large proponent there. I mean, obviously it needs to be a good balance, but a large proponent of buying uh, commercially bred and commercially fragged. Um, both in saltwater and freshwater, just so you can protect the environment and not hurt the natural resources in their natural environment. Eric says, "What's the Anubius equivalent for coral?" Yeah, what is that bulletproof HC? Maybe this is a question for you, or DPK even. What is the Anubius equivalent, the lower lighting bulletproof version of a coral? So awesome. So let's see, did I get through everything I wanted to get through? I think I did. So if anyone wants to check out tonight's featured aquarium background, that is Johan's Aquatics. Right now, he currently has 54 subscribers, so go show him some support. Let's see if we can get him to 60. He currently has 5 videos out. Um, so he's a newer channel. Make sure you go show him some love. But I'm not just saying that just for Johan. For sure, um, if you are a new supporter to anybody or new to anybody on any of these channels that you see, make sure you show them some support. HC Aqua says, yeah, they're cracking down on export from Hawaii. Almost said Ohio. Johan, extra import taxes in 2019. G Bear, you're driving, man. If you're driving, you better stop. Better stop messaging. Focus on the road, man. Aptasia. Yeah, that's the little tiny anemone, right? HC Aqua. That's a tiny anemone that we actually used the Joe's juice on. Me and Mindy did. Do you know what the best? So if you were to say recommend a particular coral for beginner in saltwater, what would that one coral be? J-Dub says planning. I'm working on getting large aquarium. Got a red tail catfish coming in soon. Maybe a vampire fish. So you're getting some monsters in then, J-Dub. You're getting a huge tank. So, all right, everybody. I think I'm going to start shutting down for the night. I appreciate everyone for showing the love and hanging out with me tonight. Um, if you're again, I'm going to say it again. If you'd like to have your uh, one of your favorite tanks featured as my background on this aquarium, make sure you email me a 1 minute clip or so, and I will use it as my background. Give you a shout out, and make you my featured tank of the week. And you can give me information such as your fish stocking, your plant stocking, so on. What you fertilize, what lighting you have, what filtration you have, things like that. Um, and also, if you would like a Raccoon Creek sticker, see if I can get it. I can't get it to focus ever. Um, Let me know with an email from at Raccoon Creek Aquatics at gmail.com, and I'll get back to you and try to get you these stickers, a Raccoon Creek sticker. So let me know while supplies last. All right. G Bear, he said it's going to be so bad for worldwide corals being able to dictate prices on U.S. market. I believe that. DeFreeze Aquarium says, great stream. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate you showing the support and hanging out with us. Lisa's Fishbowl Life. Thanks for an awesome stream. I'll email you a clip. Thanks. I appreciate that. We'll make sure we get you up here in one of the upcoming weeks for live streams. Yeah, I don't know. I'm no coral expert. I got one tank. Rookie corals aren't even legal here. Um, AC Aqua, he's got an awesome mud skipper tank. He's got some awesome freshwater tanks. So he's got it all over there in Hawaii. Johan's Aquatics, thanks for everyone for a great stream, great live stream. Hoping to post a new video tonight, so go check out JW Aquariums. Go show some support. Um, well, everyone, I appreciate everyone for stopping in. Had a great time. Happy Hump Day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys later.